In this movie, I'm going to talk about a design challenge that I run into in e-learning a lot, and that is grouping or organizing your content. If you have slides that have a lot of information, but they're not one cohesive thought, maybe you have snippets of information that you need to organize on the slide, that's one of the challenges that I run into. So I thought I would share some of the ways that I organize my content. This first one is one I use a lot where I have this shaded box in the background. You can tell at a glance that this image and this text go together because I put a box around it, either a shaded box as I used in this situation, or maybe just a ruled box around it. A lot of that depends on what's going on the background of the slide. If there's something very busy in the background, I would use a colored box, or even if it's something boring, like in this case, it's a plain white background, the colored box just makes it pop a little bit more. But particularly when you have a busy background, you have a lot going on behind it, one thing I like to do is to use a darker box, dark shaded box, and then put some transparency on it so that you can still see that there's content behind it, but it's not going to distract the user from reading what you're trying to show them. Here's another idea that I use. Again, you can tell by looking at this that these all go together because of the way things are lined up and because of the way the color kind of ties it together. And you can see that the headline box ends on either side of the content, these three timepieces. So you can tell by looking at it that they all go together. And here I just simply used little boxes and arrows just to direct people so that they can see the content. Little bit less busy on screen, but also very cohesive because it's all lined up and organized together. Here's another idea, using color to tie everything together. So here I have graphics and text and shapes that are all basically the same color, and it's very easy for someone to see that they do go together. Another idea is using graphics to tie things together. As you can see, I've been doing here. You might have a large graphic to put the text over top of it, as I've done here with the laptop, or you might use graphics and text and organize them close to each other so that it's obvious that they go together. And then my last tip here is when you're doing something where you need to have maybe call outs and using arrows or shapes, I could have put this text in colored boxes as well just to make it a little bit more eye-popping. But in this case, I just use arrows just to point and organize my content so it all looks like it's connected. Those are just some of the tips that I use for organizing and grouping my content when I'm working in e-learning projects.